Hey everyone, this is the first part of my three-part travel series of South India where I have captured my raw experience and shared some travel tips for you. So watch it till the end. So we finally checked in a hotel, and it required much more effort than we thought because of an obvious language barrier. Roaming around with translator doesn't always help. The hotel that we checked in, it's closer to the Meenakshi Temple, which I think would be advantageous because tomorrow early morning we are planning to go there for the temple darshan, trying to go there at around 5 a.m. So during that time, I do not think that there will be much autos or cabs available. We might have to rely on walking. So yes, right now I think I'm just gonna take some rest because it has been very long bus ride and it's so hot over here. Still, it's bearable, but yes, it's February, so it's hot. At evening, I went out for a stroll to get an idea of the area. I walked in the direction of the Meenakshi Amman Temple. The map showed 27 minutes, but the temple appeared so soon that I was almost confused that if it is really the Meenakshi Temple or some replica or some other construction site, because it was all covered. Actually, during my evening stroll, I walked towards Meenakshi Mandir. But when I arrived, what I noticed is this temple is under construction. So the beautiful architecture and its magnificent factor that we see on that I have seen on internet till now. It's all under construction, basically covered. So thankfully, when we arrived here, I met a Bengali family who just came out of the temple after finishing their mandir darshan, and so we talked to them and understood a little bit about the process, where we can keep our phones, where we can leave our shoes, and where the line starts and everything like that. So it became a bit easier because tomorrow morning we will be coming for our mandir darshan. So that time it would be easier for us to go along. That's it. I mean, maybe this is the only time in my life that I am coming here, and even then I could not see it for its own beauty. Okay, so that is something that makes me sad, but okay, let's see how the experience goes tomorrow. I do like the climate over here right now. During the daytime it was very hot. Day means from 12 to 3, 4, 5 p.m. But now it's around 8, 10, and it's very windy here. So it's actually very calming for the devotees who are walking for such a long distance and trying to see this area. I came across a hallway of the temple which was probably an exit, but I could see the glimpse of the beauty of the temple's architecture that made me wonder how beautiful and interesting the inside would be. Vanakkam. It's around 4:20 a.m. in the morning that we are going to the Meenakshi Mandir for darshan, and obviously photography or videography isn't allowed inside any of these temples, so we are going to submit the phone in the locker room and proceed. Since we came so early in the morning, it took us like an hour to complete the darshan and see the surroundings of the temple and come out, and now we are having chai.
Well, I'll talk about more about the experience, but in one word, it was holistic.
The process for entering the temple was smooth. You have to basically keep your phones, wallets, shoes, or any other kind of belongings in the locker rooms provided. And what I felt is the locker rooms are safe because they take, I mean, you have to pay for the lockers. And when we, stood in the line, since it was a very early hour, the line was also not that huge, and the frequency of the line moving was pretty decent. What I felt inside the Meenakshi Amman Temple, it's very hard for me to explain because I don't think I have enough vocabulary to talk about it to explain my feelings, but I'll try. Obviously, I was very curious because I have heard about the Meenakshi Amman Temple while doing some research before the trip began. Inside, as I spent more time, my curiosity shifted to something else, deeper sense of peace, I would say. And also, it was a very humbling experience for me. One thing I noticed about South Indian temples is how they are built. So, inside, there is one main temple which is dedicated to the main deity, in this case, goddess Meenakshi Amman. And around it, there are other smaller mandirs which house other deities. As the darshan line moved closer to the main temple, I noticed that there was a change in the energy. The closer I got, the quieter I became. And when I finally saw the idol for the very first time, the sight felt so powerful in a way I didn't expect. The sanctum was dark, so you could barely see her form. Just a black figure, slightly lit up by the burning pradeep inside that sanctum. That flame gave the space a reddish glow, and combined with the incense, the entire space there and the sight felt very ethereal, almost divine. It was intense, but it was also very, very peaceful. And somewhere inside that temple, there was the sound of the Nadaswaram instrument playing, and it just adds to that divine environment. You don't get much time during such mandir visits. The line keeps moving, and during that time only you try to take everything in. Around you, people are praying, some are complaining to the God, some are asking for blessings, some are expressing their gratitude for having that opportunity to be there. On my way back to the hotel, I packed fada for our breakfast. I soaked in the silence of the early morning as the day is going to be about Site City too. The Arulmigu Subramaniya Swami Temple. This is the first of the 6 abodes of Lord Murugan near Madurai and is unique for being a 6th century rock cut cave temple. Here, Lord Shiva, Vishnu, and Ganesh and Devi Durga are worshipped together. The next is Alagar Kovil Temple, which is constructed in the Tamil style architecture and is surrounded by hills and greenery. Legend has it that Lord Vishnu came here to give away goddess Meenakshi to Lord Sundareshwara in marriage. And this tower welcomes the devotees at the entrance. The mandapam and the exquisite pillars leave one in awe. The structures are so gorgeous, so detailed and colorful that it fascinated me. We also went to Mariamman Temple, opposite to what is addressed as water tank. But during that hour, the sun was so harsh that we couldn't want to spend much time over there. My favorite in Madurai has been Thirumalai Nayakar Palace. When I stepped into the palace, which was built in the 17th century, its beauty immediately stole my attention. It quickly became my favorite site in Madurai, perhaps because it was less crowded and the atmosphere was unexpectedly peaceful. The sunlight filtering through the grand arches and falling on the massive pillars created frames that begged to be photographed. Standing there with my camera, I found it impossible not to capture every corner. Pigeons fluttered about, adding life to the courtyard, and at one moment I was even asked by a group of travelers to take their picture. Well, these are few, if not all, the places that I actually recorded. Truly, I was so exhausted due to the climate and lack of sleep. But when the car dropped me to the hotel, I just had one last mission to complete. This time, I had to see it in the sunlight. During that time, the place felt so different than the last time I saw it. Very early morning or even in the last night, it was more crowded. Devotees from other states in their traditional attire. There were so many different languages I could hear, so many interesting faces, so many interesting colors around me. It was very vibrant. Before ending this video, I would like to share a few suggestions with you if you ever plan to visit Madurai. Number 1, stay for 2 nights. My assumption is you are reaching to Madurai during the day. So take a hotel and then finish the Meenakshi Amman Temple darshan during the evening or in the afternoon if it's possible, and keep the city tour sightseeing for the next day. And option 2, after reaching Madurai, take a hotel, take rest, and in the evening you can explore the streets, and in the very early morning next day complete your Meenakshi Amman Temple darshan at around 4:30 to 5 am. You will complete it before sunrise, then you can get back to the hotel, take rest, and then during the daytime you can book a cab and start with your city tour sightseeing. We did the second one and we did not face any issue as such. Now the second suggestion is, when you are in Madurai, download the Red Taxi app. Now it's a local cab service in Tamil Nadu, but it's very efficient and very affordable price. Their base price starts from 100, which is acceptable because if you are going to bargain with the auto rickshaws, their price would start from 200. So definitely you are spending 100 and you are traveling in AC cab even for shorter distance is much more worth it. My third suggestion would be, try to finish your Meenakshi Amman Temple darshan as early in the morning as possible because it will get crowded during the other hours of the day. My fourth suggestion would be, for your city tour sightseeing, book a cab from your hotel itself if available. Definitely the price would be much more than booking a auto rickshaw. But why I am suggesting this? Because definitely the climate is very hot. It's very hot. If you are there with your parents or any elderly people, I think it's better to give them comfort because if you are young, you can go through the exhaustion, but they can't. This is the first point. Also, most importantly, in Madurai there are many temples for which the vehicles need to go uphill and then the temple arrives. So if you are going there with an auto, the auto can't go uphill. It's going to be very difficult, and I don't even saw any autos in that around those temple areas, which is on the hills. There were cabs and there were buses. See, if you are going from any other state and you don't understand Tamil, it might get difficult for you to navigate your other options. If you are going there by auto and it just took you up to the hill, and then they ask you to, maybe you have to take a bus, a public bus to go uphill. It would be very difficult for tourists like us to navigate, to talk, to understand from where the bus will leave and things like that. It might get difficult, it might be much more exhausting. So as per my opinion, cab is a safer option. And to be very honest, in Madurai, I did not come across many people who can understand anything but Tamil. So it was quite difficult for me to communicate even with using Google Translator. It gets difficult because if I am telling them something in Tamil with the help of the translator, their response will also be in Tamil, and that will be very hard for me to understand. Again, even with the Google Translator. So yeah, most important is take your hotel as close to the Meenakshi Temple as possible, because then you are also getting to enjoy the locality during the daytime and especially in the evening, and also it would be a walking distance to the temple, because if you're planning to go there at the very early morning, it might be hard to get an auto at those early hours. And also one thing, if you have a very, very tight schedule, I would just tell you to do these two things definitely. Number one is obviously the temple darshan, and second one, go to the Thirumalai Nayakar Palace, because trust me, if you are someone who enjoy photography or videography, this place will satisfy you. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you on my next video where I will be covering my experience in Rameshwaram. Take care. Bye.